So, could you give me your reaction, please, to Sir Bobby Charlton's passing?
Well, it's very sad because he was an absolutely outstanding player. I mean, I remember watching him and playing for England as well as Manchester United. All he needed to do was pass the ball to him near the edge of the penalty area and he would belt it into the corner. He was a superb player and a gentleman.
And what did he mean to Manchester United?
I think everything. I mean, Georgie Best is a hero, but Bobby Charlton was a gentleman and a hero.
And what sort of impact do you think he had on English football overall?
I think he was a fantastic role model for English football and particularly Manchester United, yeah.
Could you give me your reaction to the passing of Sir Bobby Charlton, please?
Yeah, very sad news. Really is heartbreaking. I was lucky enough to meet him, so it's sad. Really is sad.
Yes, same. Really sad. He was a true legend of the club and a legend to all of England, really. But really, really sad about him.
What did Sir Bobby Charlton mean to Manchester United?
Just everything. Lived and breathed it, so just like I say, it's really, really is sad news. So hopefully they put on a good performance for him today.
He embodied what the club was all about, so it's once again really sad that he has passed, and it's more so that he's the last Busby babe as well. Represents a lot. How
much of an impact did he have on English football as a whole?
Oh, very, like I say, whenever he went abroad, it's always mentioned, we say young little Bobby Charlton, so worldwide he's well known and well renowned, so hopefully all the world of football will be more than he's passing today.
He certainly helped put England on the map, especially with even United and England, so he was huge in terms of putting us out there as a country.
So, what do you make of Sir Bobby Charlton's passing?
So it's a really sad occasion. We found out about it on the way up here today. He was heart and soul of United, one of the legends, 66 World Cup winner. It's a really sad day for United today.
He was a Man United legend.
Yeah, and he'll be sorely missed within the club. And he showed a lot of leadership, which we could do with seeing throughout this season, so players could take a lot of credit for what he did for Manchester United.
What sort of impression do you think he's made on English football overall?
I think he's showed the sort of style that he should play. He showed all the character that Man United players should be. He's brought that to the club. He's always shown that his strength, stability. He had some flair. He was a great player for United.
What's your reaction to the passing of Sir Bobby Charlton?
Very, very sad. It's a big thing to hear on a day, especially like when we're at match and on my way you hear about it. Don't know, sad. I think it's going to affect the club in a big way. I don't know. It's something not expecting to hear in years, and it's just a sad feeling because obviously he's so well known at club, stadium, stand named after him, and I don't know. I think that it's a shock now, but I think it's going to be like an aftermath of a shock after. It's going to like the shockwave will come out after and never realise it. I've heard that they're already going to wear black armbands today, so it's going to be a pretty sombre game when we're going to the ground. You know what I mean? Even my grandson, he's taking on board what's happened. You know what I mean? I think it's. I don't know how the club's going to. I don't know how to word it. It's just a very sad thing to think. But obviously, as well that big at the club, I think it's just going to affect a very lot of people throughout the world. You know what I mean? Don't really know much more to say, but it's just shocked by it. So yeah.
What did he mean to Manchester United?
Bobby Charlton, a lot. He was. I don't know. He's obviously one of the most famous players they've had. You know what I mean? He's been there, and we're still going to the games right up till his passing. You know what I mean? And obviously, it's like I say, stand name after him. I think I don't know. I don't know how the club's going to not come back from it, but it's hard to word how you take it on when you only find out like within the last hour that it's happened. But I think the club to pay the respects. I don't know. Next game next week. Obviously that'll be the first. Got Copenhagen on Tuesday, but I think like the first Premier League game, it's in City. There'll be a lot of sad fans going to the game.
And just how much of an impact and how influential was he on football as we know it today?
Very much, because obviously to come to England and everything, you know what I mean? He was well known from his days at United, you know what I mean? And he's still like a legend now when they've got a statue for him at Old Trafford, you know what I mean? Branson's mentioned that since he's heard about it, you know, Bobby Charlton, the statue, and I think a lot of people have looked up to him. Beckham's his middle name after him, you know what I mean? He's got a lot of respect for the club, you know, but I don't really know much to say about it, but it will affect the club in a big way, you know what I mean? But
It's sad because he's like done like really loads of things for Man United, and it's like he's been a really good player for him and like really good person for Man United. But it's just sad that he's passed.
Obviously, you didn't watch Bobby Charlton, but how much sort of respect and admiration do you have for him?
I mean, very much because like he's an old player for Man United, so I respect like players who have like played for Man United and like all that they've done for the club. So yeah, it's just sad that he's passed.
So yeah, it was really sad on the drive up here today's game. We found out that he'd passed. It was really sad to see. I think it'll be a really sad occasion tonight, but I think there's some good respect that we can show. Hopefully we play and he's looking down upon us to give us some luck this evening. I think he is United. I think if you look at him and the quality player he was, he came from the old school. He brought the style, the flair, the winning ability to United, but he was a true gent as well. I think he's shown what the modern day footballers could look back upon and actually take some of that credit on to what people can bring to football and the sort of man that he was. Yes, he was. Yeah, so he's a 66 winner. There's not many of those left now, but yeah, he's won it all. Before the big money and everything else came, he played with pride for his country. And yeah, what a sad loss it is, and it'll be a real miss to us all.
Well, devastated really. I mean, you got to know it's coming because of his age really, but it's still a big surprise. So, don't know what to think really. Oh, it meant a lot to me, a lot to my family. My dad used to work on the railway just outside Old Trafford, and when he used to work there quite often on the points, and they used to train down the side of Old Trafford in them days when Bobby Charlton was a junior, and they used to kick the ball on the lines, and my dad would go and get it and give it them back, and he always remembers that. He always told me that tale, and it's like a big thing for me.
So
I'm 67 now, and I started, I think the first match I ever went to at United was when I was about 8 or 9. So that was in the days of Bobby Charlton. Saw him play a couple of times. And George Best as well. So yeah.
Was he as good as everyone says?
Oh yeah, better than. I mean, everybody lauds George Best. To me, Bobby Charlton was better than George Best. He was Manchester United.
I guess not
To say really, I always remember we got knocked out in was it Mexico? I can't remember the day. I can't remember the year because they pulled Bobby Charlton off. Allowed Beckenbauer a free roll. It was like a very equal game. They pulled Bobby Charlton off. Beckenbauer just destroyed us then. So it just shows his worth.
Well, he's second sort of like icon after Sir Alex, really. Just everything about the club. Great player, and yeah, big sort of name when he was at the games and everything. Yeah, good for him, hopefully. Sad, but yeah, hoping for a good atmosphere and a good, respectful and.
Sir Bobby, who's legend is bandy debate, isn't it? But there's very few of them, and he was one of them. One of the greats, one of the very few World Cup winners we have. There's only one left now, sadly. What a great man, a great footballer. Nobody anywhere I've ever heard have a bad word to say about the man. Whether he supported United or not, everybody loved him. His missus, in his own way, he'd be as missed as the Queen, I think, for the royalists out there. Fantastic man, greatly missed by all football fans and the country in general. I remember seeing him play. Thing I remember most is how hard he could kick a football. And in those days, for the older boys, the football was made of leather and it soaked the water up and got heavier in the ground. And the ground in those days was muddy and wet. And he could hit a football like a cannonball. We say it's a hard shot now, but my God, could he kick a ball. But a great player, great technically, great thought, tough. In those days, you had to be tough, mentally and physically, but he was tough with great sportsmanship as well, when there was many in those days that would quite happily break your legs.
Mr. Manchester United. I mean, he was there in 58 when the tragic happened, and he's been ever since for England and Manchester United. He's been colossal in everything he's had to go through. Pulling out his friends from the plane crash. I'm sure he sleeps at night, you can still hear their voices. And he was the last standing member of Munich, and finally he's gone. 86 years old. It's hard to describe, but yeah, don't know. It's just a sad day for Manchester United. We want to put up a performance for him and the Busby Babes. So yeah, it will be sad at first, but hopefully players on the pitch can make him proud. Yeah, make him proud. Yeah, it'll be a great send off, and plus back here Tuesday when we play Copenhagen at home, it'll be very emotional, very sentimental, It will be a surreal atmosphere. We'll be there for it.
Thanks for your time. Could you take your surname as well?
Ahmed.
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 Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy the match.